Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate each and every single one of you that has taken the time to watch this live stream. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for Leadership Live. If you're watching on the replay, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And even if you're on the replay, you can still get the full experience because we want you to comment. I want you to be involved and I want you to interact with me because even after the live stream, I will be watching the comments and I will respond and it will help me create better content for you. Let me just take a sip of water. I know in Zimbabwe right now it's lunchtime, so what are you having for lunch? What are you drinking? Please comment below. I'm just interested to know randomly. I'm on the high quality H2O. If you know what movie reference that is from, please also comment down below. I'd love to see anyone who gets that. It's an old movie. As I was saying in the beginning, that what is it that made Leonidas, if you've watched the movie 300, what is it that made Leonidas be a leader that 300 men would lay down their lives for and die? And they knew they were going to die at the end. They knew it was a suicide mission, and yet they laid their lives down for it. What was that? If you look at Jesus Christ, what was it that he took 12 men, discipled them, walked with them, and after a while they changed the world. They changed the world as we know it. What was that? What was that thing that Jesus had? And if you're into soccer, what is it that Alex Ferguson did to become arguably one of the most successful coaches in soccer history? And no one else has been able to match that. What is it? That's what we're going to talk about today. That is why we're here. We're going to talk about the number one leadership lesson or the number one leadership character that all great leaders have. So it doesn't matter, people have other leadership skills, right, and other things on top. But there's this one thing that if you have this, you join the greats. And the other things are important too. But I think this one thing is what I like to call the multiplier effect, and how that builds on and makes someone from a good leader to a great leader. So thank you very much for watching, and let's get straight into the video. Thank you for joining us. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Ndumi, and I am a father, I'm a husband, I'm an entrepreneur, I am a farmer. There's so many things that I do, but this journey of leadership is something that I'm really passionate about. And I've been a leader for various years. I mean, prefect in high school, those kind of things that, really have been part of the journey and are part of everyone's journey. But for me, it really kicked off in 2010 when I decided to leave my full-time corporate job. I had a very nice corporate job and I decided to leave it because I really wanted to go out on my own, to explore the world and to really engage in entrepreneurship. So I did what I call burning my CV. So I burnt my CV. I'll let you know what that means in another video. But I decided to walk out and, start this journey on my own. And I've made lots of mistakes. And that's actually why I'm doing this, because I've made plenty of mistakes and I've learned from those mistakes. And I just want to share with you to make sure that you know that you're not alone when you make mistakes, but also to lessen the learning curve that you have in leadership and in life. And when I say leader, I don't just mean in business. If you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a student, if, there are all these things that in situations in life, if you're in a family, you're a leader. And you don't have to have a title to be a leader. You actually don't. That you can be a leader as you are, where you are, in your circle of influence, with your friends. You are a leader. So let's get straight into the topic for today. Again, if you're watching If you've just logged on, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. If you're watching on the replay, thumbs up, welcome to you. And my promise, or what you will gain from this video, is you will learn 100% what the greatest leadership skill is, what makes the greatest leaders great. And you will know, I'll go through also how you can apply that as well in your life from day to day. So if you're ready to get into this video and into this content, please, the comments down below, let's type in, let's get in, and we'll get into this content straight away. As well, even if you're watching from the replay, let's type in, let's get in, and we'll get in. And if you have comments or questions as we're going through this live stream, please feel free to leave them below, and we'll make sure, depending on the time, I know we're running a bit behind time, but that's fine. Depending on the time, we'll get into those questions. So without further ado, let's get into this awesome content that we have today. So, the number one quality that all great leaders have. Can we have a drum roll? Yes, you guessed it. The number one quality that all leaders have is trust. Yes, so all leaders, this is the number one quality that they have. You can see it there in the slide. It is trust. And today I'm going to break down trust for you into those different letters. So each letter is going to represent something in trust. And we all know that we need trust. Trust is important for us in order to even live our lives. We need to be able to trust others, and more importantly, to be trustworthy ourselves. So, have you ever thought about why top CEOs, when you're thinking about this in the business world, when they leave and move to another position, they take a whole lot of people with them? They'll take their PA, they'll take a couple of marketing guys, they'll take maybe the CFO, and they'll take their people with them. And the reason why is not just because they're competent people, because competent people are everywhere. You can find a competent person anywhere. But the key thing is that they trust those people. And that is what you need to level up your leadership. If you want to be a Leonidas who you can follow to the death, it's because the people trusted him. Same with Jesus and the disciples. It was trust. Same with soccer. It's trusting the coach and trusting the process. So this is what we're going to look at into today. So the first T in trust, if we break down trust, is the truth. So we need to be people that are truthful. And this is tricky because in this day and age, people are trying to cover themselves, put makeup on a pig to make themselves look good. Meanwhile, you need to be truthful, and that's very important if you want to be a great leader. You have to be a person that can be honest and tell the truth to people, no matter what the risks are for that. And there are risks of telling the truth, but that is a key thing. If you want to be trusted and if you want to trust people, you need to tell the truth and have people around you, even more importantly, who tell you the truth. And in this day and age, we're in the personality cult era. Not that it ever wasn't there, but we like to have people who big us up, people who are saying good things about us all the time, and we are scared to hear the truth. And this is in all facets of leadership, from a national level to companies to even church level. Your pastor doesn't want to tell him that his sermon was a bit off, and as he took a verse out of context and all of that. In all types of leadership, even as a parent, you don't want your child to tell you what you've done wrong. And it's something that we need to get used to. If you want to be a great leader, you need to be able to tell the truth and hear the truth from others. So if you're a person who likes to hear the truth, please comment below. We want to hear that and see that you are a person that really likes the truth. And then next, we go into the next word is responsibility. So we need to be people that take responsibility. And that's very important if you want to be one of the great leaders out there. You not only need to tell the truth, but you need to take responsibility. And the question is, can you handle your business? Can you handle your business? Can you handle the things that you're meant to do, the things that are given to you? Can you take full responsibility for that? As a leader, the number one way you lead is by leading yourself. So can you lead yourself? Can you put your house in order? I like what Jordan Peterson talks about, a great psychologist who is really out there in the self-help development world. And he says that you need to take responsibility for yourself. And the first thing you do in order to take responsibility for yourself and to get into the world and realm of leadership is by making your bed. I know that sounds like really super deep, need to have a sip of water to just take that in. Have you made your bed today? Number one, can you take responsibility for yourself? Can you make your bed? And if you can make your bed, then you're already a leader. You're already one step in. But responsibility goes deeper because a leader is not just responsible for themselves, but they're responsible for others. So are you a person then that can take responsibility for other people's work? If you're working on a project, are you able to take time and make sure that other people's work is keeping up to standard so that the project as a whole can move forward? That is what you need to be a trusted person, to have that trust. People need to know that you care about what their responsibilities are, and they need to know and trust that you know what your own responsibilities are and that you're able to look after them. So importantly as well, with responsibility, we need to have a look and say, are you a person that throws people under the bus? That comes with responsibility as well. You're not a good leader if you're a person that throws other people under the bus. A leader takes responsibility for all failures. My failures, your failures, his failures, her failures. Our failures are my failures. And if you want to be a great leader, if you want to be trusted, this is something that you need to be able to walk in. Next, as we continue, we need, with the you in trust, you need to bring unity. Are you a person that can bring unity to a team? Are you a person that can bring unity to a company? Are you a person that can bring unity to a family? Are you a person that can bring unity to a country? You see, that's the thing with leadership. It's in all aspects of life. So, like I was saying earlier, a stay-at-home mom, can you bring unity to your children? Can you help them to work together as one unit? Are you able to galvanize them to one goal, to one thing that you're reaching out for as a family to say, let's have unity in the way we tidy up our bedroom? That's leadership for you. And it goes all the way. If you cannot bring people together, if you cannot give them a unifying purpose, like Leonidas, I just love the movie 300 and how they knew they were going to die. The 300 knew they were going to die, but he unified them and said, no, this is for Sparta. Let's bring Sparta together. Let's protect our nation, so to speak. I know there were different tribes, but let's protect our tribe even unto death. This is what we're for. We know we probably die. The Persian army is great, but let's come together. So this is it. Are you a person that can bring people together? If you can bring people together to unify them, and that's what I like about great soccer coaches. They're able to bring people together. And in all sports, basketball, any team sport, you need someone that can bring people together and give them a purpose for them to move forward. So that's it. If you're thinking about how to bring people together, then you can consider yourself a good leader. Then we move on to number 4, which is the word service. The word is service. Are you able Let me bring that up on the slides for you. Are you able to serve people? You see, these days there's a buzzword, and that buzzword is servant leadership. Everyone likes to use the word servant leadership as a buzzword, but the truth is it's actually hard to be a servant leadership because you have the position and the power that allows people to serve you, but you also have the responsibility. See, we're going back to responsibility to push the cause forward. So you need to be a responsible person. You need to be a servant leader, and you need to serve people. And what does that mean? Being a servant means I'm willing to get into the trenches. I'm willing to get in there with you. I'm willing to put on the overalls and roll up my sleeves and get into the work. And another show that I like on television, I don't watch as much television as I'm letting on with all the movie quotations and such. But I love The Prophet, and I love when you see Marcus Lemonis go into a business and you're seeing him, he's a billionaire and he's going into these businesses that are, worth much, much less than he makes in a month, for example. But he rolls up his sleeves and he's like, guys, we need to get this done. Let's bring a broom. Let's sweep, let's get the work done. And that's what I like about Marcus Lemonis, that he is a servant leader. He's someone that goes into the trenches with people. And that's what we need to do. We need to be people that go into the trenches with people. We need to get in there and get our hands dirty, and that's the sign of a leader. Someone who just yells orders from far away and just points is not someone who's trusted, because the people doing the work don't know that you're able to do the work. So you need to be able to do the work and get into the trenches, and that's how you serve people. And that's it. If you're able to go into the trenches, if you're able to roll up your sleeves, then you're a person that can be trusted, and you're a person that people will trust with their lives. So that is the fourth one, that is trust. If you are getting any value from this, please smash the like button. I'd really appreciate that. And also, please subscribe to this channel to make sure that you are getting the latest of all the leadership work that I'll be putting out, all the videos and the live streams, to make sure that you're getting them ahead of time before I go live. I like to put it out a day before so that you can see when I'm going live. But I'll be going out live weekly, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. unless I get response from you guys and you say that you prefer an evening time or whatever other time, then we can take it from there. But for now, it's Wednesdays at 1 p.m. I'll be going live every day, no matter what is happening, no matter where I am. And if I really can't make it, I'll let you know in advance. So let's get back straight into the video, or the topic of discussion, as we look at the last T in trust. What do we need to be leaders that can be trusted? And the last T is transparency. We need to be transparent people. We need to not have anything to hide. And those kind of leaders who, they won't tell you what's happening, business is down, they won't tell you, there's not enough ZESA, for those in Zimbabwe who know that, they won't tell you that there's not enough money to juice up the electricity. That's in a family context. There are people that they're always hiding things, and they're not clear. They're not telling you what their next move is. They're not telling you what they're thinking in the long term and how they plan to get there. And that really breaks trust. Without that, it's really hard to be able to trust someone and say, I'm going to go fully ahead with their leadership, because I don't know that there could be something that's being hidden, and I don't know what to expect, and I'll be hit by a surprise if I trust this person. So that's it. You need to be a person who is trustworthy, You need to be someone that is transparent, and that's sharing. And it's not just business strategies or physical things, but it's also transparency emotionally. People have fear. Fear is a normal expression or a normal emotion to have, but as a leader, you have to be someone that says, I kind of do feel a bit scared about this, but I'm still going to go ahead. I'm still going to push ahead and go. And people are saying, okay, this person can be transparent. I'm also feeling a bit nervous. They're feeling nervous. So I think, again, going back to being a servant, to being there in the trenches with them. And if you're transparent, then you can become the leader who anyone can follow. So we can just go through those slides again. Let me get them up for you. So the number one quality of great leaders is trust. So you need to be someone who tells the truth and can hear the truth. Someone who takes responsibility for their actions, and not just their responsibility, but for their actions, but for other people's actions too. You're someone that can bring people together, bring unity across divides. Even if your people are different, you find a way to unify them by giving one common purpose and goal, and that you're trustworthy. So that is it, but I'm not going to end there, because how do we then apply this? How do we apply what we have learned in terms of being a person who can be trusted and trust? There are two main things that are takeaways for you today. So before I go into them, please leave a comment and say take away. Take away. Comment takeaway, so that I get into the two takeaways that are most important if you want to be a leader. And the number one takeaway is that trust starts with you. It starts with you. Are you a person that is trustworthy? Because if you're not a person that is trustworthy, a person that people can rely on, it'll be impossible for you to find someone that you can rely on. So number one, today you have to say, okay, what are the things in my character? Let me go through these T.R.U.S.T issues and say, how can I be a person that is trustworthy? Am I a person that tells the truth? If not, maybe it's time to increase the level of truth that you tell people. Am I a person that takes responsibility? If not, you need to start taking responsibility for yourself. And I said this is leadership thing is a journey. So even if you're not leading in an open way, let's start by making your bed, as Jordan Peterson says. Take responsibility for yourself, take responsibility for others. Then unity. Am I a person that's going to bring people together? How will I be a person that brings people together? Am I a person that brings people apart? The things like gossip, things like talking behind people's back, things like moaning, groaning, complaining. Those are the things that actually take people apart. So take stock and say, am I a person that can bring people together by stopping some of these things and then introducing some of these other things that we discussed to bring people together? Service. Am I someone that gets into the trenches? Am I someone who is in there, in the trenches with everybody, making sure the work gets done? So that's what we need to be. We need to be someone who will say, okay, I'm going to come in and I'm going to serve, and serve like a servant leadership. Be a servant leader. Someone who knows that I am responsible, but I need to be there to serve, to make sure that it gets done. So that's very important. Just make sure that you're a servant leader. And then lastly, being transparent. How am I? Am I transparent? Do I have too many veils or like onion? Do I have too many layers that people have to keep peeling through to get to the core of who I am? And I'm not saying air out all your dirty laundry. That's not by any means what I'm saying. But I'm saying in your area of influence. So if it's work, let's be transparent with work issues. And even then, a power tip is that in a work setting, you need to still be a little bit vulnerable personally for people to trust you because they need to know that you're a human being and you're a person. So how am I doing in terms of transparency? Is there a way that I need to be transparent? And even if you're in a relationship, it's the same thing. Am I being transparent to my spouse, my girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is, my friends, my family? Do they know what's really inside of me? And it's a process, you know. You do it slowly. And then as you unveil yourself, then you can also identify those people that you can trust, because those that will then take your dirty laundry, which should be, you know, a dirty sock when you're first starting, you know, don't take everything, or don't be completely transparent as a journey. But if someone can take that and air your dirty laundry, then you know that, no, this person might not be someone who I can trust. So I hope that's a good takeaway for you. And the second one is build your squad. Like I was saying with the sports references and with the CEO who takes everyone with them, in life you need to build your squad, and you can't trust everyone. And not everyone is going to trust you, and that's okay, that's fine. But for what you want to accomplish in life, for the things and the purpose that you have, you need to have a squad. You need to have people around you who you can trust to do certain things, and trust there to be with you, to have your back. And I'm just thinking about my life now, and there are just some people that I know that if I want a logo designed, right, I've got my guy, I trust him 100%, and he's going to get the logo. Shout out to Nasha if you're watching. But that's it, you know, build your squad around you, build people who you can trust fully into your squad, who can counsel you, who can tell you the truth about life and the things that you might not be getting right or are getting right, you know, because you can't also trust everyone's praises, because there's flattery out there. People are out there to flatter you. So make sure that you have trusted advisors near you. Good. So now we've come to the question of the day. I love question of the days. If you watch my other videos, I always do a question of the day. And the question of the day is for you to reflect and think, who is a trusted leader? Or who is someone who you really trust and believe that they are a leader who matches up to the 5 things that we have discussed today? If there's someone you can think of, please leave your comments down below and shout them in SMS or WhatsApp, text, email, and just say thank you very much for being a leader whom I can trust. It's good to encourage each other, to encourage leaders around you, so that we can walk on this journey together, because leadership, unfortunately, can be a lonely journey. But it also depends on if you are a trustworthy person that can build a squad around them of people that they can trust. So thank you very much. I really hope that you got some benefit from this video. I really hope that it has blessed you. If it has, please make sure that you subscribe, that you like this, and catch up, you know, with me on social media. So let me just put down my social media screen there for you. There we go. So you can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also here on YouTube. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. If there are any questions, please leave them down below, and I'll make sure to get through them during the week. And thank you again for joining us. We watch this video if you are joining us, and make sure to subscribe. I'm pointing in the wrong direction. All right, thanks for watching the live stream, guys. Take care.